changes coming in Miami. The first domino to fall is going to be Mike Tannenbaum. Sources say they're going to most likely let him go after our Week 17 game against the Buffalo Bills. To be honest, I wasn't really a fan of the Mike Tannenbaum hire back in 2015 because, to be honest, it was way too much of a power struggle. Like, if you look back at it at the time, we ended up having Dennis Hickey. He was our general manager. So bringing in Mike Tannenbaum as the vice president really didn't make any sense. His role in particular was to be the head of football operations and to oversee the team while Stephen Ross wasn't in house. But like I said, it was just way too much of a power struggle. But to be honest with you, I think really what got Mike Tannenbaum the job, to be honest, was because of Ndamukong Suh. If you remember back in 2015, when we ended up making the sign to get Ndamukong Suh, there was no sources whatsoever of us having any type of interest in Ndamukong Suh. And then it's off the drop of a dime, basically, we ended up making that signing. And I feel like it was all Mike Tannenbaum because of the what's the word? He basically had so much of a pull, a relationship in the league where I believe he knew Ndamukong Suh's agent, and he was able to have some type of pull over the rest of the teams before they was able to actually make a move on Ndamukong Suh. So yeah, I wasn't really a fan of Mike Tannenbaum as far as the vice president, because to be honest, I like Dennis Hickey as our general manager. Dennis Hickey was our general manager from 2014 to 2016, so basically about 2 years, a year and a half if you want to get technical. And to be honest with you, I thought Dennis Hickey didn't exactly have the opportunity to actually mold the team into what he wanted. Like, he made some excellent draft picks: Juwan James, Jarvis Landry, Bobby McCain. You think what you want to think about him, the best slot corner in the league. Devontae Parker, Jordan Phillips. But like I said, I felt like Dennis Hickey didn't have the opportunity to sit back and mold the team, considering the fact that Mike Tannenbaum was brought in after Dennis Hickey was already there. So I felt like they really did not get along whatsoever. Now, Chris Grier, as far as moving forward, as far as the front office moves, I feel like Chris Grier is going to end up staying as our general manager because he's been doing an excellent job. Before, he was the director of the college scouting, so the man knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing as far as the front office goes. He's been right on as far as his drafting. You look at it: Laramie Tunsil, Kenyon Drake, Xavier Howard, Jakeem Grant, Vincent Taylor, Devon Godchaux, Raekwon McMillan. I felt he made some strides this year. So yeah, Chris Grier has been on it as far as his drafting. So I like him. Go ahead and let him stay as far as our general manager for the Miami Dolphins of 2019. Now, a lot of people will sit back and call for Adam Gase's job. Look, to be honest with you, when you look at this 2018 season, I still have not seen a reason why to sit back and fire Adam Gase. If you he touched on it the other day in his press conference, and I've been saying this the whole year. Why are we firing Adam Gase? Yes, our offense has struggled, but you look at it from week 1 to week 4 when we ended up we started off 3-0, and then as the dominoes started falling and we started getting these injuries, that's when we ended up struggling. You forget, Albert Wilson went down, Josh Sitton went down, Kilgore went down, Devontae Parker went down, Kenny Stills went down, Frank Gore went down. We can go on. I only got the list in front of me. We got a nice body list of players that went down. The offensive line went down. So as many times as Adam Gase has sat back and had to retool his offense and come up with a brand new game plan because of a significant injury, got to give the man some credit, considering how we've lost most of our games that we've lost have been fairly close. So to be honest, I would give Adam Gase one more year, because I believe we're just one off season away of being dominant in the AFC East, to be honest with you. Like I said, the blueprint is already there. If we just add 2 guards, we can stay healthy. We can add a couple of pass rushers, some run stuffing defenders in the middle of the field. I think that we're good to go. But if we're gonna keep on calling who's gonna end up staying, like I said, Chris Grier, Gase, Darren Rizzi. I know a lot of people want Darren Rizzi to be promoted to being the head coach, but I don't see it. He reminds me of too much of like John Gruden type a little bit. I don't think his coaching style would go well as far as a head coaching perspective. Jeremiah Washburn, he's the offensive line coach. I've been kind of on the fence about him, but he's only been there for 1 year, so I'll probably give him another year. Doyle Logain, excuse me, he's the offensive coordinator. Now here's the thing with Adam Gase. If I'm going to sit back and be honest with you, maybe he should relieve some of his offensive play calling role, because I feel like he's a little bit too much overwhelmed as far as his job duties and as far as situational football. Sometimes he doesn't know what to do in certain situations because has too much on his plate. So I will sit back and say that Doyle Logain should possibly call the plays if they decide they want to bring in another offensive coordinator to call plays. I'm cool with that as well. But no, I don't know. Gase may have to relieve some of the play calling, to be honest with you. Now, as far as the people that are leaving, only person I got on this list is Matt Burke, and maybe perhaps I've been on the fence about this, to be honest with you, because I felt like it's more of a Miami Dolphins as far as roster personnel for the reason why our defense has struggled. People keep on crying and complaining how we don't blitz enough, how we don't run man-to-man enough. Look at these corners that we got on this outside. You sat back and looked at Bobby McCain. He ain't manning up nobody for long, so basically we're protecting ourselves with his own coverage. We have no pass rush. Linebackers have picked up their play, but I still strongly feel it has to do a lot with player personnel. But we'll see. If Matt Burke does get the boot, I would like to see an NFL proven defensive coordinator. Like, I don't want nobody that's being promoted up from a different positional coaching position. I want somebody to be an official defensive coordinator if we end up going that route. Now, we're going to talk about Ryan Tannehill real quick. As much as I want Ryan Tannehill to stay as a Miami Dolphins quarterback, it's judging by the game last week against the Jacksonville Jaguars, it didn't look too well. Like, Tannehill's on death row. And I'm just going to put that one play out there where he threw that pick to Telvin Smith. When the game was close, it was a one possession game. We was only down by 3 points. All we had to do was drive down the field and make a play. Tannehill didn't need to force that ball in there. Stephen Ross was in house. Mike Tannenbaum was in house. Dan Marino was in house. Everybody saw that pick that he threw. I'll be surprised if they do keep him, but it's literally not looking too good. Like, my man's getting the death penalty. I'm sorry, it's just not looking good for him. And one thing that I will keep my eye on, to be honest with you, if we was to go out and get another quarterback, is the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles end up making the playoffs, and they go deep in the playoffs with Nick Foles. I would strongly feel that moving forward, the Philadelphia Eagles would not keep Carson Wentz. And to be honest, I like Carson Wentz. So if we was going to go out and pull the trigger on making a move and getting a quarterback, Carson Wentz should be at the top of the list, because looking at this year's draft of what other people have been telling me, as far as quarterbacks go, it has not been looking too well. But let me know what you guys think. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. If I don't get a chance to sit back and say that to you guys, you know what it is. If you enjoyed the content, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. This is GreatOne DeVore. I'm up out of here.